Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of Stereo. So, this is actually new for us, so forgive us if this comes out horribly, but we're going to be learning along the way for sure. And yeah, I'm really excited because obviously I have my husband here, McFrancis. We're actually in the same room. Like he's right where our fireplace is, and I'm on the couch. And we're yeah, this is going to be a whole new game for us because we haven't really done anything like podcast related or anything with audio. So this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be good.
So, did
So
you want
did
to
you want to
introduce
introduce
yourself?
yourself?
Yes, for sure. So, hey guys, how's it going? And what we're doing is like, yeah, we're, communicating back and forth here, but we're going to be muting ourselves. So, it's going to be hard. So, when I'm talking, Camille will be muting. And when she's talking, I'll be muting. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, yeah, so what I do is basically I love money. And I think that's what we're going to be talking about today is money, family, and what we've been up to, right? So yeah, back to you.
Yeah, so what he was saying, I guess we can start up with a little bit of a background about us. So, on YouTube, formally, we are the Parent Entrepreneurs. We have my husband, McFrancis, me, Camille, and we have two of our kids. So, there's Serenity and Benjamin. Benjamin is actually 4 years old now, and Serenity is 9. So, she will be turning double digits next year, which is absolutely mind blowing. I can't believe it. Like, she's almost a teenager, technically. But yeah, that's about us. Like we focus a lot on on our YouTube channel about business. We talk about family. We do traveling a lot. That's like what we love to do is kind of sharing our life and how we spend, our time and also our finances. And we love sharing that with everybody that we know and everybody who watches us. So yeah, do you have anything to add on to that?
Yeah, I just want to say too is that yeah, we love talking about our family and what we have accomplished, and also what we've been through because it hasn't been easy for us, especially when we were young. And when we had Serenity, we had her at like 19 years old, basically, right? We were teenagers, and we just want to kind of like motivate people that are probably in the same scenario as us from before, or people that are just looking for motivation. That's why we love sharing our experience, because if we can get to where we are now, I'm sure you guys can get there too.
Yeah, and like our family is I just love our kids. Like they're so fun to be around. It's such a blessing to see them grow every day and just seeing like what they accomplish in their everyday life. Like for Benjamin, for example, like comes up to me with like random big words, and I'm just like, "What the heck did you get that from?" And it's just like it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, like what I like about that too is that Benjamin, like, and this is all like basically all kids, right? When you see them grow up, it's amazing because you hold them at the very beginning when they're a baby. Then after that, you see them crawling. Then from crawling, you see them walking, and from there, you see them being independent and just being a parent entrepreneurs. And that's what we're all about. Is basically we talk about our experience being business owners, and also we talk about us parenting, because there's no right way to parent, but I mean showing our experience I think will help and motivate other people, right?
Yeah, so I guess like when it comes to our update, like we can talk about, okay, we talked about our family. What do we do like on a regular basis? So for me, I actually own a business with McFrancis. We have our own digital marketing agency called Katigbak Technologies. It's here in Calgary, Canada, and Mick is showing off his shirt over there. But yeah, we focus a lot on social media marketing. We also help with IT. So McFrancis has 10 plus years experience. I have five plus years experience in marketing, and he has 10 plus years in IT. And what we really focus on is helping small businesses grow, get them more clients, get them more customers. And yeah, it's been a really exciting journey so far. We actually pursued going into digital marketing right when COVID hit because well, not really. When did we actually like start?
I think we started way back, even before COVID when it happened, right? Because if you think about it, like we still have the other business, which was memorable creation, and that was more of like, wedding invitations and let's say signage for events. So we did that before going into Katigbak Technologies. But what I realized is that knowledge that we've learned from memorable creation, which was we were doing a lot of graphic designing, and we had vendors that we were working with, and we were marketing for them. We knew, or I knew, and I think Camille also knew, because we were talking about this, that we could use that transferable skills to other business and not just events.
And it's funny, we were going through like our stash of like business plans and stuff like that, and we were just like looking back at it, just reminiscing like how hard it was. So the our first client that we ever got with Memorable Creations was a total stranger. So usually people when they have like their first client, it's like with friends and family, but with ours, it they came through, I think it might have been Facebook, Facebook groups, and she came to, oh, I remember her name now. It's Trisha. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so she came to us. We actually met her in a another town close to Calgary, and we met up at Tim Hortons. And she was really interested in our business because we were just starting out. So obviously she knew, okay, we're probably going to get a really good deal. And how we did it is, so yeah, we're printing invitations. And I told McFrancis, hey, let's buy a printer so we can print out the invitations ourselves. But then little did we realize that it's actually a lot easier to get someone else who's professional to cut and to also print the invitations. So we were actually printing them one by one. We couldn't get the color right consistently. And I was just like, okay, this is our first customer. Like we have to make sure this is like legit, like it looks good, it looks professional. And then we ended up buying also a paper cutter to cut each of the invitations. And at the end of it, long story short, she loved them. And me and McFrancis actually spent maybe up till 3 in the morning just cutting invitations like one by one. Like I was like, what are we doing? And McFrancis is like, he's like, there has to be a better way.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna something to add to that too. Is like, yeah, I was telling Camille that like it didn't make sense for us to spend like 3 to 4 days just creating this invitation, and there was like 200 invitation that we had to create manually, and we had to cut manually as well, right? And what we realized is that when we were going in and when we were printing, it looks easy, right? Like yeah, okay, you're gonna print, let's say 10 at a time, but we didn't realize that if you print differently, like at the very beginning, like you print 10, then it might be different on the set of other 10. So we're like, okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense. There has to be a better way. Then once we finished with that first client, we looked at different options to see if there were anybody locally here in Calgary that can print for us. And luckily we found a few, and we had actually two, I guess, vendors that we were working with at the time, so that if we needed to print something right away, we could do that.
Yeah, it's just all a learn in progress. Still is learning in progress, but just like those fundamental things that you don't think about when you're starting a business, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, wow, we were idiots. But I mean, look at us now. So yeah, so after Memorable Creations, now we're focusing on digital marketing, and we're happy to say we have over 25 clients in Canada, which is amazing. And it's just so cool to see that people will pay you to, provide them the expertise and the knowledge and everything and consultations and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful that people trust Katigbak Technologies and our team because we have an amazing team, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too is that with Katigbak Technologies, we started just with me and you, and now we have like 10 people that are working collaboratively with us, and that's
Including your
amazing.
brother.
Yeah, exactly. And what's cool too is that we didn't expect it to be this like us, our company, to grow this fast, because we're just like, what, before COVID we were focusing on memorable creation, and most of our time was with memorable creation. But after that we did transfer most of our energy with Katigbak technologies because of what happened with the restrictions, and also we knew that with a lot of business owners that are going online, they needed help, right? And we had the expertise, and we wanted to help those small businesses to thrive.
Yeah, it's all a good experience. And then also like with Katigbak Technologies, it's just, yeah, it's amazing to see it grow now to what it is. And also to see like how our experience with Memorable Creations we transferred over, like you said, but also being able to build like a thicker skin too. Because I remember in Memorable Creations, we had a lot of times where we thought like, our customers were not happy, like we were gonna fail. Like it at the beginning, I was really a pushover, I think, at the beginning. Like a lot of people would say things that weren't necessarily like personal towards me, but then I took it personally. And then now that I've seen like myself grow, and I don't know if you've seen it too, but I definitely have grown a thicker skin, and I know where to set my boundaries now, and I know what I want in business. And if you're not a client that I want to work with, then I'm not gonna pursue it. Like it's just simple as that. So I think in business, like you gotta have a thicker skin for sure, and be careful like with who you do business with as well, because you don't want to stumble across a bad partnership, because we've also experienced that too, especially with Memorable Creations. We actually had a fallout with a partner, and that's fine. That's what it is. That's what life teaches you, is that in business, like not everyone is going to be on the same side as you. So you have to be able to step aside and look at the situation and say, okay, this is not going to work for us, for our business, and just move on and learn from it.
Yeah, I know. I like how you said that because in business, it's not going to be a straight road to success. It's a bumpy road. And what we realized that anytime we come or face with adversity, we step back and also realize that, hey, this is a challenge that we need to overcome to get to the next level. And every time we do we experience those challenges, we do get better and better. And looking back from when we started the business with Memorable Creation, which is more than like 5 years now, we're like, wow, we've grown a lot, and we've seen a lot of mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs experience in the beginning. And from there, we actually, when we see somebody failing at the first year, second year, third year, we give them advice that what we experienced in the past, so that they don't make the same mistake that we've done.
Yeah, so that's good. Like I love talking about business, and we can talk all day about business if we want to, but for sure we're gonna have more business talks in the future. But now let's talk about kind of like personal stuff. So today, me and McFrancis, like usually our typical day starts off like we wake up, we actually go and see if we have to check on any emails, any client inquiries, and stuff like that. And we also spend a lot of time like learning from our mentors. And one of our mentors that we consider not really like like a real life mentor, but like someone that we really look up to on YouTube is Stephen Graham. Or is it Graham Stephan? It's Graham Stephan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, so for Graham Stephan, like today, he had a really good video that we enjoyed. He basically reviews other people's spending habits, and he was talking about basically mortgages. And it's kind of funny because me and Mick were talking about how Mick's mindset changed when it came to like buying home, buying real estate, and stuff like that. And I thought it was really interesting because Graham Stephan said that instead of trying to pay off your house sooner. So you know how like in banks they offer you the option of bi-weekly or accelerated bi-weekly payments, not to invest so much into that, because in reality you're going to be using that money for the long term anyway. You might as well pay less on the house and then use that money and leverage it towards something else. So yeah, McFrancis can talk about that a little bit more because he has that mindset for sure.
Yeah, so at the very beginning, I guess I thought that paying the house right away makes sense. But what I soon realized when I started, or Camille and I started following a lot of the successful entrepreneurs on YouTube, could be Facebook or anywhere else, like we noticed that a lot of them have multiple sources of income. And if you put all your money in your house, basically you're tied into your house, right? Like you don't have any other investment. And that's when we soon realized that, you know what, average millionaire have 7 sources of income. So if one fails, you still have 6 other ones that you can rely on. But think about this, guys. So let's say you only have one income in your household. What's going to happen? Who's going to pay your house, right? So that's the most important thing that we realized, that as a early entrepreneur, you have to at least have multiple sources of income. So if one fails, you still have other ones that you can rely on. And that's when my mindset shift, where like, okay, we can't just put all our money into the house. We need to look at other opportunities in either in the market or starting a business, so that we can diversify ourselves. So that's what kind of like changed my mind, right?
I know that's good. And then even in terms of like investing in stocks, like it's kind of hard to talk about business related or even money related stuff with people who are scared to talk about it. So there's definitely a stigma when it comes to money. And I think that shouldn't be the case, because like it's just like a relationship. You openly talk about relationships. And Dan Locke is actually another mentor that we really love. He talks about how you have to love money. You kind of have to have a relationship with money. Some people take it the wrong way, like, oh, you got to have like a sexual relation with money, which is not
Yeah.
true. Like you have to have an open relationship like how you would with like your family, and you openly talk about your friends. So that relationship with money has to be there in order for money to come back to you, right?
Yeah, so think about this, guys. If you guys love money, if you guys talk about money and that's what you guys think about, then money will just be attracted to you and money will come to you, right? It's kind of like law of attraction, but with law of attraction, nothing's just gonna fall in your lap. So you have to actually work hard for it, right? So what we talk about with like Camille and I, like we always talk about money, and if you see our Instagram or YouTube, we talk about money. We talk about our investment. We talk about how much we make, because it's important to us. Like money is so important that we want abundance of it, and also people that are around us. So if you have that kind of mindset that people are not afraid talking about money, and the people that you're surrounded with are like 6 digits earner, 7 digits earner, eventually you're going to be like one of those people.
Yeah, and I think that's also how like we grew up as, middle class people. Like our families did not come from wealthy families. They came from a third world country, which is the Philippines. And I think when you're brought over here like as a immigrant, and then your kids are first immigrants, like there's always like that competition kind of thing, right? And I don't think that should be the case, because I was born here, and like when it came to money and stuff like that, like I was okay with talking about it. Like I didn't have any inkling, like I didn't think it would, have any effect on people, but to some people it does. And I think, yeah, that stigma has to be broken down. Like you kind of have to look at money as like the foundation of your life. If you don't have money, then you're not going to have a foundation. So you have to be able to, okay, sit down. These are my finances. What can I do to make it better? You can seek guidance from people who are doing quite well. And it shouldn't be a bad thing to ask for help. Like for me and McFrancis, like anytime we meet our friends or our family, if they ask us about money, yeah, we're going to help you out. Like we're going to tell you, okay, this is what you should do. This is what you should focus on. This is how you can, budget your money in a way that can help you be more financially literate. And I think everybody should be in that mindset too, but obviously it's not going to happen right away. But I think just talking about it is going to be a great step into going into that direction of being able to be open about money.
Yeah, that's so true. So yeah, like one advice that we would recommend is just don't be afraid about talking about money, because when you start talking about money to other people and you talk about it yourself, or maybe even your significant other, you're gonna change your perception of money, because money is, it's a currency, right? It's nothing, like, unless people value it, because money, currency, it's a value, right? And depending on what people think about that kind of like perception of money, then that's how money is valued. So the more abundance of money, most likely what's going to happen, if you have a lot of supplies, so the money goes down in value, right? So supply and demand. So that's the most important thing. And we talk about this in our, Instagram. We talk about this on our YouTube regarding the stock market. So pretty much stock market is similar to, the value of the currency of money, right? And right now we're in a transition of fiat currency, which is physical money, versus cryptocurrency. And we're seeing a lot of shifts in there, where a lot of people are actually valuing, Bitcoin, Ethereum a lot more than before, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. And McFrancis is open about, talking about investments, his stock choices, and all of that, which you can find on our YouTube channel. But we are coming up to 20 minutes already. So I think it's about time to end this live. But as usual, like, you guys can follow us on YouTube. We upload every week. So this video is going to be up on our YouTube channel. We have the Billionaire Mindset on Facebook. So follow us there on Facebook, the Billionaire Mindset, the Parent Entrepreneurs Club, where you can collaborate with other entrepreneurs. You can, discuss, what you learned here today. Like, share it with the world, right? But it's a great
Right.
platform to learn more about, mindset, just get motivation to collaborate and all that stuff. And then we have Instagram, which is the Parent Entrepreneurs. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to end off the video?
No, I think this is really cool. Just, getting experience with the new app that we're using, which is Stereo. And I think in what we realize, especially with technology, is that if you're the early adopter, you become successful in this platform. So that's why, Camille was like, "Yo, we gotta, check out Stereo, because it's starting to get popular." And if we can, realize those opportunities at the very beginning, then eventually you're gonna be successful with those platforms. And I remember Camille too was on YouTube, like, back in the days. I think it was like 10 years ago, and she was doing her own thing, doing video vlogging and stuff like that, right? So she knows how YouTube works and the algorithm. And when I looked at it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. But a year and a half of doing this, now I realize how important YouTube is and how powerful it is.
Especially for this whole COVID thing, it totally changed how people are looking at business online. So it's definitely a must do if you're not already online or you need help. Like, reach out to me and McFrancis. That's what we do for our jobs, and that's what we do to help our clients as well. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. Not video, live and video, because this is going to be on YouTube as well. We'll get this up as soon as we can, and hopefully, we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.